26. Consider the following provision with respect to Representation of People Act 1950. So, delimitation of constituencies. What is the difference between Representation of People Act 1950 and 51? Basic difference. 50 means they will create the basic things for the election, okay, preparing the electoral roll, okay, delimiting the constituencies kind of thing. From the notification of election, it is in the hand of Representation of People Act 1951, okay, disqualification procedure kind of thing, everything. Dispute regarding like the persons, elections, etc. Everything is from there. It is like Representation of People's Act. So delimitation of constituencies, like arranging the like seats kind of thing, like fixing the boundaries of the constituencies, etc. are dealt by 1950 Act. Electoral rolls, definitely voters list preparation is dealt by the Representation of People Act 1950. From the notification, it will be with the Representation of People Act 1951. So 1 and 2 is the answer. 27. With reference to Delimitation Act 2002, consider the following statements. The present delimitation of parliamentary and assembly constituencies is based on 2001 census. Is it true? How many of you got it wrong? That statement is wrong. Okay. So, okay. They are telling that the present delimitation of parliamentary and assembly constituencies is based on the 2001 census. So, you might be thinking that there is a census after that, 2011 census, but what is the question? They are asking about Delimitation Act 2002. Okay, Delimitation Act 2002 means an year before one census was conducted. So, it must be based on that census that will be provided in the 2002 Delimitation Act. Okay, so previous year there was a census. So, in 2002 it clearly mentions that it is not 1971 census for arranging the boundaries of this thing. The delimitation of parliamentary constituencies can be done from the 2001 census and not 1971 census. See, this thing 2011 census is coming after this act. Okay, so in this act it must be mentioning, like it should mention that it must be based on 2001 census. And what is the second statement? The proposed delimitation commission would refix the number of seats of SCs and STs on the basis of 1971 census. So one thing you have to understand, delimitation involves two things. One, increasing or decreasing the boundaries of constituencies. Second, increasing or decreasing the seats. Okay, if you want to increase the number of constituencies, that means increase the number of seats, or if you want to decrease the number of seats, that is one provision of delimitation commission. Second thing is increase or decrease the boundaries of these constituencies without altering the number of seats. Okay, without altering the number of seats. So if you remember, till 2026 the number of seats is frozen. If till 2026, if the number of seats of constituencies cannot be increased, then what will be the only purpose of delimitation commission if it is appointed? Increasing or decreasing the boundaries. Okay, so they are telling that like Delimitation Act of 2002 also tells that the number of seats of the like constituencies should be based on 1971 census. Okay, number of seats, but increasing or decreasing of the boundaries can be done based on the 2001 census. Okay, this is the thing. Number of seats will be, will be following 1971 census. Why? Because after the 91 census we have frozen the number of seats till 2026. Okay, so two provision, one provision of increasing or decreasing the number of seats will be based on 1971 census, and increasing or decreasing the boundaries will be done based on 2001 census. Okay, with reference to Delimitation Act of 2002, consider the following statements. They are asking, okay, there was a Delimitation Act. Delimitation Act in 2002 means the only purpose of Delimitation Act 2002 was to increase or decrease the boundaries of state, because it is already said that number of seats is frozen till like 2026. Okay, so the only purpose will be to increase or decrease the like boundaries, and that will be based on 2001 census. Because you know, what is the purpose of delimitation? There will be definitely increase in the population when we move on, like from 1971 when we reach 2002, definitely there will be increase or decrease in the population, and in some constituencies, their people would have migrated and settled in some other constituencies. Maybe some constituencies will be in the rural area. Okay, so in search of better opportunities, many people of this rural area would have moved to some urban area. That means the size, like the number of population in that particular constituency decreased, and in the adjacent constituency the population is increased. Okay, so now the delimitation commission's duty is to reduce the size of this constituency whose population has decreased, okay, and to increase the size of the constituency whose population has increased. But this can be done without altering the number of seats. In Kerala Legislative Assembly we have 140 seats. This is fixed based on the 1971 census. Okay, but still delimitation commission is appointed. Why? Because to increase or decrease the boundaries only. Okay, so that's why the present delimitation of parliamentary and assembly constituencies is based on 2001 census. If they have attached one more sentence to this, the present delimitation of parliamentary and assembly constituencies is based on 2001 census for increasing or decreasing the boundaries of states. Okay, then it would be more clear, but they haven't given that thing. That's why. Okay, so like that's not this statement, actually that's not a like proper UPSC format statement, because UPSC, like in UPSC actually there is no, like, I'm not telling that the statement is wrong, because it is like a background knowledge is expected while reading this statement, because when a candidate who is attending the question based on Delimitation Act or Delimitation Commission, he or she should have two things in mind. Delimitation Commission has two functions: to increase or decrease the seats, to increase or decrease the boundaries. And when you know that, and one more thing you should have in mind, the seats is already frozen. Okay, so and the other thing you should have in mind that seat is frozen based on 1971 census, and like if you are continuously enacting Delimitation Act again and again, that will be only for increasing or decreasing the boundaries based on the very latest census. Okay, when 2002 Delimitation Act came, the latest census was 2001 census. That's why they recommended that the Delimitation Commission should do the exercise based on 2001 census, because that was the latest census. But seats is already frozen, 1971. Okay, so and second statement, the proposed Delimitation Commission would refix the number of seats of scheduled caste and like scheduled tribes on the basis of 1971 census. Why that is wrong? They're telling that the proposed Delimitation Commission would refix the number of seats. Okay, seats are already frozen. Seats are already frozen. Okay, and the like you can do maybe you can reclassify the scheduled caste and scheduled caste constituency. If their population has decreased in a particular constituency, you can reclassify. That thing can be done. So both are wrong. 28. Consider the following statements regarding Election Commission of India. Currently, Election Commission has a Chief Election Commissioner and 2 election commissioners. True. Then Chief Election Commissioner and the Election Commissioners enjoys the status of a judge of Supreme Court of India. Correct. They enjoy equal power, they enjoy equal status, and they receive equal salary. So 2 is correct. 3. Chief Election Commissioner can be removed from the office only by parliamentary impeachment with absolute majority. It's not absolute majority, it's just a special majority of the like house. Then so 3 is wrong. 1 and 2 only. Absolute majority is employed in the impeachment of who? President. Okay. What is absolute majority? Like what is a majority? What is a majority in absolute majority? Two-third of total. Two-third of not present and sitting. Two-third of total. Okay. Then 29. In which of the following elections nota option is not being used? What's the answer? President. Okay. See, actually, like 1 and 2 can be like easily eliminated, because if nota is there in parliament, it will be there in state legislature as well. Okay. We are employing the same procedure in central and state election. Then election of president and then election of local governments. See, actually, there is a single election commission for president, vice president, and like state legislature and parliament for conducting the election, and there is a separate election commission for election to local governments. And what we have to understand is that the procedure of election in the case of like state legislature, parliament, and even the case of local government is same. Okay, there will be an election notification, there will be model code of conduct, everything. Only thing that two different bodies are conducting this thing at the central and state level. Like in the case of parliament and state legislature, central election commission. In the case of local government, it is state election commission. So if it is there in parliament and state legislature, nota, it must be there in local governments as well. So that is there. Then in the case of election to president and vice president, nota is not there. Okay, so which was the first election where nota was employed? Just keep this thing in mind. Then second thing, if in a particular constituency, what if nota is getting maximum votes? There are, the person with the maximum number of seats will be still getting elected. Okay, there is no value for nota votes. There are 4 people, like, and maximum vote is polled by like nota, and people don't want any of these persons to get elected, but at least 2% voted for one, like all votes went for, see 100 people are there for voting, and nota received 98 votes. Like people don't want any of these person to be get elected, and remaining 2 seats are obtained by one person, so he will be declared as winner. So that's there. So in the case of that's an additional information. In the case, and you have to research, like just have a Google search, which was the first time when nota was employed in Indian elections, Lok Sabha or state election. You find it out. Okay, that's an additional information. Which Lok Sabha? Okay, it's there. Okay, so it's there from 2014. Okay, 2014 election, it is there in the Lok Sabha election. So nota is not like a very older thing, it's a newer thing only in the Indian elections.